Been in this home for approximately around 11 years. Okay, so our friends and family knew this house. Now that when they come in here, they are absolutely blown away. It just is not the same house. And I have not had one negative comment on the design or how the house looks. I mean, most people are just in awe of the fact that what the house was like before and how it looks today is like two different homes. Well, I had no idea that it was going to turn out like this. My expectation was not even near what it ended up to be. So myself, I'm in awe and very pleased with what has happened, because I never thought it would look like this.
When you went to other kitchen suppliers, what was your experience? Was it positive? What was your concerns?
Well, the one that we did eventually have come here, what I wanted to do was I wanted to remove this wall over here, which where the family room was, okay, and open it up and have the kitchen and the family room open. But when I had someone come who was a designer, told me there's really not much we can do here. You're pretty limited. And I asked her, even with opening up the wall, she says, well, that still makes you very limited. So I wasn't pleased with what she had to say, and there was no enthusiasm, nothing there. So therefore, it didn't give me any enthusiasm. So then I met you, okay, who came in and absolutely redesigned my whole house. Well, the creativity, I mean, is amazing to be able to take this house, what it looked like, and turn it into this, and to be able to walk in and just almost off the top of your head without getting into the nitty-gritty of the drawings and the measurements. And I mean, it was, well, we can do this, we can do that, and I mean, compared to who I had in before, and then lifestyle comes in, it was like day and night.
What did you think of the design now that you see the end result, like as far as from where you were before to the kitchen now?
Well, it's not even the same house.
Right.
It's not even the same house. It's completely different.
Okay. And feedback from family, friends?
Well, most of them are very, very, very surprised when they come in here. What has been done in the design, like they can't believe that it's the same house. And I haven't had one negative comment on the house. Everyone has been very impressed. I think what I liked about it is that you involved my husband and I in the design, in the picking of the granite, the wood, the colors of the wall. We were involved in it, so it wasn't like we just came and said, okay, this is the design, this is what I'm going to do. You involved in it, so we felt like we were part of the design. It became very personal because we had something to do with it. You discussed what you wanted to do, whether we liked it or we didn't like it, and if it was something that we didn't particularly like what you first came up with, you would try to work around it to come up with something that we both of us, like, because I mean, you have to also like the design that you do, but also at the end of it all, your customer has to like it too. So I think that was a big thing that we were able to sit down and discuss, what our likes and dislikes were when you brought in the design, and I like this, no, I don't like this, and you would work with that. Well, I'll say one thing. My husband and I have discussed several times, the horror shows, the horror show that we hear from the news, people in general talking, where contractors and tradesmen come in and they don't do what they're saying they're going to do, or they walk out in the middle of your job and you're left there. I mean, you see that in the paper all the time where people are writing, articles of what happened to them. Or you even have your show Homes on Homes that talks about that. And and I never really felt that I was going to be left in the lurch. I thought that, you know, we were always going to come through. I never had that fear. I had other fears, but not that one. Fears about the design, how it's eventually going to look at the end. But at the end, everything I liked, I loved.
You.
Well, Lifestyle was very on hand. They were here, you know, practically every day, seeing that the material was being delivered, and if it wasn't, why isn't it? And they were here constantly, you know, to make sure that things run smoothly. Now in construction, you know, it always doesn't run smoothly, but at least when it didn't, that I knew that I could get in contact with you, that either you were going to be here at such and such time of the day, or I had a number that I could contact you to let you know what was happening, which is huge.
What was your experience on, you know, okay, obviously we got to do a course correction, and sometimes in the industry people aren't very good at course corrections. Well,
yeah.
Can you comment on that at all?
Well, I know there was two that comes to mind, and that the fact is that when the fireplace was being put in the pipe that was being ran across for the outside wall, the vent, when the tradesman first made the bulkhead, it was huge, you know, and it was just absolutely ugly, and I was very upset about it. Got a hold of you, you came, we resolved the problem, which turned out to be, you know, hardly any bulkhead, from a huge bulkhead to a very tiny bulkhead. And so the other one was the fireplace on the mantle, which when it was being built by the tradesman, and I felt that it came out too far, you know, it was kind of blocking the door, I didn't have any fear. I thought, okay, I'll call Gord, you know, he'll resolve it. So at the end, I started feeling much more comfortable, and I never got that upset over things getting near the end, like the middle and near the end, because I knew that you would come and resolve the problem, you know, and you came, you know, it wasn't like a week later, it was usually that day.
Can you comment in regards to the designs? Quite frankly, when we got to the basement, you were, you know, taking a different approach for the basement, clearly. And in that case, Lifestyles did CAD drawings. So they did some pretty detailed drawings of your basement before any work was done, which kind of gave you that three-dimensional kind of feeling. Can you give me any comment on your comfort level or your ability to visualize, and how that either helped you in the process as far as then moving to the next level of doing the basement?
Well, that CAD design that you did, I mean, it was a three-dimensional, and it was actually almost like looking at pictures. So, I mean, there was nothing really left to the imagination. It was right there. You saw what the design was going to look like. The finished product was there. So, you know, either you liked it or you didn't, or you wanted certain things changed. It was right there. You saw it. It was a three-dimensional program, which was fantastic, especially for people that aren't very visual, which I'd say the majority of us are. I love your design. I love how things work out in the end. Everything, it seems like you just take the whole project and complete it. Well, I can say that if I was ever going to do something like this again, I definitely would go with Lifestyle. And I would have no problem whatsoever to recommend Lifestyle to anybody on any level.